Hello! Today I'm going to be sharing my 10-week post-knee surgery recovery update with you. It's been about a month since my last update video, so if you haven't seen that, I will link that above. I am now preparing to go to Disney, so this video is kind of going to be in two parts. I'm going to do my update first, and then the second half of this video I'm going to be sharing all of the preparation that I am doing to go to Disney with a newly reconstructed knee, and then what products I'm going to be bringing to Disney with me specifically because I'm still dealing with this recovery. I will not be sharing any gross pictures this time, so you don't have to worry about that. But since my last update, I have seen my doctor again, and I did get a new x-ray. So I'll start with that new x-ray picture. I'll insert that here. I now have an x-ray of both of my knees together. I don't know if I've ever had an x-ray like this before, but now you can see my newly reconstructed right kneecap completely centered on my leg, and then my left kneecap is totally out of place. Not at all where it's supposed to be. It's amazingly out of place always, and I had no idea. That's truly amazing to me. I knew that they dislocated all the time, but I didn't know that they were always not in the right spot, so it's very interesting to be able to see that comparison now. My last update was at week 6 of recovery, so by the end of week 7 I was allowed to stop using the crutches altogether, and that was a little frightening at first, but week 7 ended up being a really big week. Because I was allowed to start moving a lot more, the progression seemed to pick up a little bit more. The recovery seemed to go a lot faster, which was exciting because the first 5 weeks specifically felt like they drug on forever. So now that I was allowed to start moving around and walking and putting all of my weight on my leg, things picked up significantly. Things also picked up at physical therapy. I was allowed to start doing a lot more different things to strengthen other parts of my leg. We were focusing more on strengthening rather than just going there for the purpose of bending and that's it. But I was mainly just instructed to walk a lot. You kind of have to relearn how to walk and regain your balance, which is something I didn't expect. I didn't think that I would really have a hard time with learning how to walk again, but it was like a combination of like not really being able to walk normal yet and trusting myself, but then also trusting my surroundings. It's really scary. Even now, even at 10 weeks, it's scary to walk around other people because I can be as careful as I possibly can to not walk into anything, to not walk into anyone, just being extra cautious. But I don't know what other people are gonna do. I can't tell you for sure that the person walking down the hall next to me isn't gonna accidentally hit the back of my legs with their bag, and that I think would be the worst possible scenario right now. I'm afraid of that every day. I'm afraid of getting hit in the back of the legs more than ever, and that was always one of my biggest fears growing up because my knees would give out instantly if someone hit me in the legs with their backpack in high school or something. But now I'm nervous because I'm feeling pretty stable with my right knee. I'm pretty positive that it's not going to dislocate, and if it does, we have a huge problem because that's why I just had the surgery. But my left leg still hasn't had the surgery yet. It's definitely going to dislocate if you look at it the wrong way. So I'm nervous for the time between this recovery and when I have my next surgery, because if my left knee gives out now, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to support myself on my right leg yet with that new knee. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm really nervous about it. I'm nervous about being around other people while I'm walking. I'm nervous in crowds. I'm nervous a lot around kids right now, which isn't good, especially since we're going to Disney, but I'm just taking it slow. But I have been instructed to walk a ton. During week 7, I was also finally able to stop using the stool in the shower. It took a while for me to feel comfortable enough to stand in the shower without any sort of assistance in there, but I'm showering completely normal now, which is great because then I can shower a lot faster than before. But it did take a full 7 weeks for me to be able to stop using that stuff in the shower. In the beginning, I expected that I could be standing up taking a normal shower after like 3 weeks, but that would have been absolutely impossible. For me, I was not going to be taking a shower standing up until I was off of the crutches. So it wasn't until I was given the permission to stop using crutches completely that I started to feel more comfortable standing up on my own, and that's when I started showering normal. Something that I did forget to mention in my last update was that that at around week 4 of my recovery, I started getting really bad cramps in my thigh of the leg that I had surgery on. Like really bad cramps. It was really strange actually. They would come on super sudden. I wouldn't have done anything or moved a specific way or anything. They would just appear and I'd be like doubled over in pain. They were so bad, but it wasn't a constant pain. It was just every once in a while super bad cramps. And I don't exactly know what the cause of that was, but in my brain, that's my like thigh muscles deteriorating because I wasn't moving. So that pain was completely gone by the end of week 7. Once I was allowed to start walking and moving and building up muscle, that pain was gone. So that's really why I feel like that pain was from my muscles just like disintegrating basically. So I'm glad that pain stopped, but as soon as that pain stopped, itching started. I am having some incredibly intense itching happening that I cannot satisfy. It's happening mostly on my right side of the scar, which is a little bit more numb than the left side of the scar, and I can't get the itch to go away. It feels like it's really deep under my skin. I don't know where the itch is coming from. I'm sure it's from just stuff inside there healing. Once I did mention it to my physical therapist, he told me to not even attempt to itch it. Like I don't want to mess up anything under there, but the itching is insane. Since my last update, I have been able to sleep completely comfortably without any issue, which I'm so thankful for. Sleep was a big part of my recovery. I spent so much time in bed and so much time sleeping, but I was pretty uncomfortable for all of that. I couldn't really get onto my sides and sleeping on my back wasn't very comfortable. Luckily I have a comfortable bed, but the whole experience just wasn't that pleasant. But now I'm sleeping as if nothing even happened to my knee. It's fantastic. I'm a side sleeper, so I really appreciate being able to bend my legs when I'm asleep. So now that I can bend a lot easier, I'm finding sleeping to not be any bit of a problem at all. And I guess something that will like kind of go along with that is that I can sit comfortably at 90 degrees now, which I thought wouldn't happen. I was reaching 90 degrees bent for a while at physical therapy, but that was with like a lot of pushing. It was uncomfortable. I was feeling a lot of stretch, but it took a while for me to be able to just sit in a chair with my leg bent to 90 degrees without feeling any sort of pain. So that's made adjusting back to real life a lot easier, but that didn't start to happen until like the end of week 8. So now that I can bend and move more and I'm doing a lot more exercises to build up muscle, I'm experiencing so many loud and freaky cracking sounds from my knee. And I used to get these noises before I had surgery too, but I just thought it was because I had bad knees. But this new knee cracks a lot. If I walk around a lot, it's cracking. I don't know. I don't think I should be concerned about the cracks. I talked to my physical therapist about it. He said that it's pretty normal at this point. It's frightening, but they're not painful cracks. They were always painful before I had the surgery, so I don't know, but I wanted to mention it because it's scary. It's scary when your brand new knee is cracking, but hopefully it's normal. Hopefully it'll go away. That's going to be something that I'm going to have to keep you updated on. So I did finally go back to work at the end of week 7, and that was more difficult than I expected it to be. I do work 2 jobs. I work 12 hours a day most days, and that was something that my body really had to get used to doing again. So I tried to ease myself into it a little bit. I started back at one job on Thursday, went to the next job on Friday, had the weekend off, and then I started back at both of them on Monday, and that was very difficult. Just sitting in a chair and being vertical for a full day was more difficult than I could have ever expected. My whole body was just so weak. I didn't even know. I had no clue that my body was this weak because I felt like it was strong because I was using all of my other body parts to help maneuver myself around and use the crutches, but I really was so weak, and sitting up and being alive and awake without napping for a whole day was so exhausting. So luckily the nature of my jobs made the transition a little bit easier than what it could have been, but it was tough. Getting back to work and being back in public helped me realize that using public restrooms as a female after having knee surgery is nearly impossible. I'm not trying to sit on a public toilet, I'll just say it. And squatting is impossible and is actually listed as one of the things that I am not allowed to do. So I didn't really figure that one out right away. It's a lot easier now, but for the first couple weeks when my body was still so weak, using a public restroom was not easy. I did start using Mederma on my knee. It took a while for the scar to like completely heal, for all the scabbing to go away, but once it did finally heal, I was allowed to start using Mederma, and already my knee is looking great. it surprises me almost every day when I look at it. I can't believe how smooth it is. I feel like when I first wake up in the morning, the color is super light. Once I put like lotion on my leg or put the Mederma on it, it kind of irritates it a little bit, so it gets a lot redder, but it's looking pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed by how well it's healing and by how smooth it is. The swelling in my knee is still very present though. That has not really gone down much since the surgery. Like maybe a little teeny tiny bit, but it's still huge. I actually took a picture the other day. I might insert that. I'll insert that here. I took a picture the other day of my knees. I was sitting in the car and I was wearing real pants, and I haven't been wearing real pants that much, and it's just so strange to see my right knee compared to my left knee. It's still very large. It really fills out the pant leg and it's super rounded compared to my left knee. Week 8 of my recovery was probably just as successful as week 7. I was finally able to get like a full rotation on a bike at physical therapy. So for a while I had my feet on the pedals and I would just like move a little as much as I could, but I wasn't getting all the way around. I had heard that you can't get all the way around on the bike until you're over 106 degrees bent comfortably. I finally got all the way around during week 8, and that was very exciting. And then I ended up pushing it to 115 degrees that week, and then week 9 was also as successful as week 8. I pushed it to 124 degrees by the end of week 9, so that's super exciting. I still have 2 more physical therapy appointments before Disney, but I think I'm going to be doing okay when I'm in Disney. So now I'm going to talk about how I am planning on conquering Disney 10 weeks after having knee surgery. I've had this plan since October. I ended up getting hurt in November and then had surgery on New Year's Eve. It's now been 10 weeks since I had that surgery, but at week 6 of my recovery, I started really freaking out. I wasn't moving as well as I had expected to be by that point, and I was starting to feel the pressure of this Disney trip coming up. I was just a couple days away from having to make that final call of, are we gonna go on this trip or are we gonna cancel? Because if we cancel now, we'll be able to get all of our money back for the trip. The flight would be like a totally different story. We probably wouldn't have gotten all of our money back, but I felt like I still had a couple days to make that decision, but it wasn't a good time to have to make that decision. I was just barely starting to be able to move around a little bit more, and it was not comfortable. So I did a lot of research. I was Googling, what do you do when you go to Disney after you've had surgery? And then I got a little bit more specific about it. What do you do when you go to Disney after having knee surgery? And some people have posted some very specific information about what degree you need to be able to bend your knee to be able to get onto certain rides. I saw online that someone had said that you should be able to comfortably bend to 115 degrees to get onto all the boat rides. Pirates of the Caribbean, It's a Small World, and at that point I was only at 92 degrees and I was freaking out. I was nowhere close to getting to 115 comfortably. So I was really freaking out, but we decided to keep our trip and just go, and it'll just be a different trip. I've been trying to do some mind control because I love Disney and I go hard in Disney. I walk really fast. I'll be like, all right, let's go to this ride and then this ride and then let's do this and let's get this snack and we have to take this picture, and I'm just moving so fast in Disney. So I've tried to relax a little bit, and I'm just thinking about how we're just going to enjoy the trip. We're just going to walk slow. It'll be a celebration of having a new knee, and we're going to just take advantage of being forced to be slow. I think it'll be a different type of a trip, but I think that we'll enjoy ourselves, and we really go to Disney for food, so maybe it'll give us some more time to enjoy different things. Now that I'm at week 10, I am moving significantly better than I was at that point at week 6, and from the outside it looks like I'm walking totally normal. It does not feel normal. It still feels like there's 1,000 rubber bands wrapped around my leg, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was at week 6. But all of the things that I read online said that if you're not really able to walk very well, you just need to get a scooter or a wheelchair. Don't even attempt crutches. And at week 6, I was feeling very comfortable walking with the crutches, and so I thought that that would be a good option for me, but it doesn't seem like it's that safe to be using crutches in Disney, and the whole getting on and off of rides with crutches, it just seems like a huge hassle. So I'm not going to be bringing the crutches, but I do have a company saved in my phone that I will be using to rent a wheelchair in the event that I decide that I need one once we get there. I'm not gonna make that decision until once we get there. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I mean, if we just take it slow, I might be okay without one, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, it may get to the point where I'm fine the first day, but then after walking so much the first day, I can hardly move the second day, so then I might end up in a wheelchair or a scooter. We'll see what happens, but I do have the information saved in my phone for a company, I think it's Apple Rentals. They will deliver a scooter or a wheelchair to your hotel room and pick it up from your hotel room at the end of your trip. It seems like it'll be really easy if I do decide that I need that. I also called Disney and I let them know that I just had knee surgery, and I requested to have a room on the lower level of the hotel that we're staying in. We're staying at Port Orleans Riverside in a royal guest room, and the buildings that those rooms are in are 3 stories. I didn't even want to have to worry about like, well, what if the elevator is so far away from our room? Then that's like extra walking anyway. I might as well just attempt to do the stairs, but I called and just requested to be on the lower level. At least we won't even have to worry about the stairs at all. I'm currently still not allowed to do stairs at all, so I'm taking them like one at a time, and it takes forever and it's dangerous because my body wants to just like run up those stairs and my legs can't do it yet. So this way we won't even have to worry about stairs at all. And it was so easy to just call the customer service and ask for that lower level room. I guess probably the most important thing that I'm going to be bringing to Disney with me because of my knee is painkillers. I am just bringing loads of little bags of Tylenol and Advil with me in my park bags, in my carry-on bag, extras of these in my suitcase, just so I have them if I need them. During my recovery, the painkillers haven't worked that well, but I think that I'll notice a difference without them in Disney. So I have plenty of painkillers, but no prescription painkillers. It's all just extra strength Tylenol and normal ibuprofen at this point. I am bringing tons of plastic bags with me, and this is actually something that I have done every single time I've gone to Disney since probably high school. I like to bring larger gallon-size Ziploc bags with me so I can fill them up with ice at the hotel room. I got some Disney ones, so that's pretty cute. But I just bring them to the ice machine, fill them up with ice, put them on my knees, ice before I go to bed, and then like dump them out in the tub when I'm done. But I'm actually going to be bringing these and smaller bags because I'm not sure exactly what'll be best in the parks, but I'm going to be bringing these in the parks with me because you can get free ice water from any quick service restaurant or any stand that sells fountain beverages. So I'm thinking if they're going to give you ice water, why can't they just give me a cup full of ice so I can fill my plastic bag with ice and then ice my knees, maybe even while I'm on some of these rides that are going to be requiring me to bend my knee a little extra, like those boat rides like Pirates of the Caribbean. Wouldn't that be great if I could just ice my knee on the ride? So I'm going to give that a try. I've never done that before in the park, and I know that there are first aid stands in the parks, not very many of them per park, and I don't want to keep having to go back there and ask for those ice packs that don't get very cold. So I'm thinking that these might actually work pretty well. To go along with this in the hotel room, I am bringing a thin dish towel that I've been using at home when I ice. This is just so I can put a layer of something in between my knee and the ice. So the last time that I went to the doctor, he told me to make sure I get zinc oxide sunscreen because if my scar is exposed to the sun for the first year after the surgery, it'll probably stay as dark as it is right now. So I'm bringing Mederma. I'm using this every day at home to make my scar smoother and less visible, but then I also got 2 types of zinc oxide sunscreen. The Mederma doesn't have sunscreen in it, so this is what I'm gonna have to put on my knee when I'm in shorts and we're going to the park because I don't want to get exposed to the sun. So I bought 2 different types of zinc oxide sunscreen just because I've never used it before and I have sensitive skin, and if I have a bad reaction after a day to one, then I'll use the other. I got the Ocean Potion Face Clear Zinc Oxide, so it goes on white. Zinc oxide is that thick sunscreen that lifeguards put on their nose. It's more of a physical sunblock rather than a chemical sunblock, so no sun rays can get through. So I think both of them that I got actually will dry clear, but the Ocean Potion does not have a scent. And then I got the Sun Bum Clear Zinc Oxide sunscreen, and this one smells pretty good. It kind of smells like banana boat. It's kind of got like a summery scent to it, but this one seems like it's going to be a lot messier. It's a thinner formula than the Ocean Potion, so I think I'm going to like the unscented Ocean Potion zinc oxide sunscreen, but I'm going to try them both out. When I was doing research on what sunscreen to use to protect scars, I discovered tape that has zinc oxide in it that you could put on a scar that would actually help heal your scar, which is not exactly what I'm in the market for. I just thought that maybe tape could be like a cool alternative if I really didn't like using the sunscreen. If it was just too messy, then maybe putting a piece of tape over the scar might be better. So first I tried out this high tape. I read some reviews on it. It seemed like it would be really great. It's a peach colored tape. It's latex free. It's an adhesive tape. It is zinc oxide based, and it's supposed to actually like help heal your scar and make it less visible. But I tested this tape out when I got it. That's why this piece is like hanging off of it. I tested this on my knee, and my knee like broke out in a rash like instantly, so I will not be bringing high tape with me. I didn't want to give up yet. This tape was not as flexible as I had hoped it to be. I was kind of more in the market for maybe like a silicone tape, and I had ordered one from Amazon, but they kept sending me the wrong thing, so I didn't end up getting that tape. But I tried my luck at CVS, and I bought 2 different tapes from CVS. I got a soft silicone tape, which is exactly what I was hoping for. The only thing I'm worried about with this tape is it's really thin and you can kind of see through it, and I'm not exactly sure if that is going to protect from the UV rays. It seems like it's going to be really comfortable, and I probably wouldn't feel it on my knee at all, but I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be safe to protect against the sun. So then I got this from CVS as well. This is scar treatment tape. So this is also soft silicone. These are sheets for scar prevention and treatment. So these are meant for scars, but they also don't say that they have like zinc oxide in them or anything. These were pretty expensive, and you only get 3 of these sheets in here, and my scar is long, so I'm gonna have to cut these up to put them on my knee. But they say that you can reuse them for up to 7 days or until the stickiness is gone. So I'm gonna try these out. I don't know, I feel nervous putting them on my knee, hoping that they'll protect from the sun without them actually telling me that they'll protect from the sun. So I don't know, I'll probably end up sticking with the sunscreen. Then the last 2 items that I'm bringing to Disney with me specifically because of my knee surgery are pain relieving creams. The first one that I have is an odor-free Asper cream. This is supposed to numb a painful area of your body because it has lidocaine in it. I haven't used this in so many years, and I remember the version that I had before had a scent to it. It smelled terrible, so I'm excited to have an odor-free version, but I can't remember if it actually like works. So we're going to be testing this out in the parks for sure. I think I'm actually going to be bringing this in my park bag with me, because if it's not my newly reconstructed knee that's going to be hurting, my other knee is definitely going to hurt. And then I also have the Arnicare cream. This is a homeopathic sort of cream. It's all natural. I have never used this before, but pretty much everyone in my family swears by this, so we'll see. So that's everything. That is how I'm preparing to tackle Disney World 10 weeks post knee reconstructive surgery. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure any day in Disney, even if it's a bad knee day, is better than a great knee day at home. I'm looking forward to going. It's been quite a few months since I've been there, and I'm sure we'll make it work. But thank you for watching. This was our last video in our planning and preparation series for our Disney trip, so make sure to subscribe because our Disney vlogs are going to be coming next, and I'm so excited to share our Disney vacation with you. Also, make sure to like this video and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are down below.